guys, welcome back in. This is Bob with KC Craps, and today we are continuing our Felt the Fortunes series, and we had a nice little play out, I guess, if you will, last time we were on, and we were up around $6,000 or so and change. However, we did have a couple of mistakes that we made for 4 payments of $420, which should have been $350, and I missed giving myself a quarter on one of my change issues when I was trying to buy in on the ATS last time on the Felt the Fortune. So we're gonna get that money corrected. Thanks to the comment for pointing that out, and we'll continue playing. I'm looking to just basically play a couple $1,000s, see if we can't get it up and going, or if we wind up losing it all. Hopefully we don't. We'll see how it goes. Needless to say, grab a drink if you've got some popcorn. It's always a nice little early day snack, if you will, and we'll see if we can't spin it up. I've got the dice down there. Chips are right here, set to go. Let's get started.
All right, guys, welcome in here on our Felt the Fortunes. And today we've got a couple of things to kind of clear up first and foremost. First and foremost, we had $280 that we overpaid ourselves when we were last playing. So I have to return the $280 back into my rack, or back into what the casino owns, because since we got overpaid, I don't want to inflate my numbers. And also in that video, I had a quarter that I did not get change back when I was going with the ATS. So I want to put that quarter back in my rack. I had already done that, so I'll put it right there. And now we are where we are supposed to be when it comes to our bankroll. So let's take a look at where we are and where we left off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6,000. And I got 75, 95, 96. All right, so $6,096 is where we left off. And I want to play just craps today. I want to have some fun with that. So let's break down our chips here. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, and 1,000. Put that into my rack. What do we want to start off with? You know, I want to kind of go, 1,000. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go a little crazy. I'm feeling froggy here this morning. 2, 4, 6, 8, and another 2 makes 1,000. Okay. So what does that allow us to do? It allows us to go kind of gangbusters. 200, 200, 3, 3 makes 6, 3, 3 makes 6, 200, and 200. I'm going to go with 75 on my pass line. Let me get these looking proper here. Boop, boop, and boop, boop. That's where we're going to start. 200 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10, 600 on the 6 and 8, $75 on the pass line, and we are not working this
as we get moving.
Hey, welcome.
Hi, guys.
Just trying out my new cameras, and it looks like we are all set up. Hopefully you guys enjoy this new view. I'm going to go with a come out of 6262 just to get things going. Here is our first roll. We're not playing the ATS either.
There is a hard 10 to start. We like hard 10. And yeah, that camera angle isn't the greatest when I'm walking around at the table. But there's my hard 10. That is our point. Now we can take this and roll down. You know what? I'm probably going to hide this secondary camera facing at me
until I find a good spot for it. So that's where we're sitting at. Now I'm going to move to a 3-5-3-1 on my dice set. I guess I could be showing my dice sets from that angle. No, it's not a bad idea. Next roll, that's a buckshot 6-4. All right, so that is going to pay us, we need to drop 10. That's going to pay us $400. Plus we get another 75 from down there. Put this in the old big bucket. Now, with the $475, I am actually going to play rather passively. I'm just going to collect. I know you're not used to hearing those words from me, but we are actually going to collect on our rolls because that is a lot of money. I got $2,075 out. We've now officially racked 475. Let's go on the next come out and see if we can't spin it up. Here's our next toss. Stick it. Yeah, there we go. Hard 6. We like a hard 6. Turn it on the point. Let me show the dice to you guys. There it is. Slide them down. Let's roll again. All right, so I'm going to try to buckshot these points as much as possible. Now, I say that because I'm influencing the dice. However, I'm going to try to buckshot my shots and take advantage of the point. Here's our next toss. Come on, give me a 6. A 5. That's next door. That's going to pay me $280. 275, 80. I'm just going to take that. We're going to rack it. Just like such. So I've got 6, 7, 55 in the rack. Oh yeah, can't forget. I want to make sure that I'm showing you guys these dice now that I have this nice, cool camera. Slide it down. Let's try again. Staying with the 3, 5, 3, 1. Here's our next toss. Would love a 6 or an 8. Definitely would like a 6 though, or a 7. We don't like that, but that's what we get stuck with. All right, so you know what? I've got 2,000 here and 75 here. I'm just going to buy it right back, and we'll play it out again. Yes, we're getting aggressive today, and I kind of took it in the shorts on that first hit, or first roll, but that's the chances I would like to take to try to extend my bankroll. There we are. Let's roll them again. We are not working, but here's our come out roll. That's a 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good for the tracker. We're not playing the tracker. I owe 75 because I lose my pass line. Oh, I need to get that on there proper. There was my 1, 2, 3. Let's roll again. Next toss. That's aces in both places. Okay, looks like I'm going to lose another 25 or lose another 75, quarter change. All right, so we've got 2 horns out of the way. There's our aces. Slide them down. Set our dice. And let's throw them down. There is a hard 8. We like it. We'll take it. Hitting those 2 horns early on makes me wonder if I should have played the ATS. I guess we'll find out. Points been established. We've got an 8. Let's take our dice and hit again. First throw is a 5-4 neener. That's going to pay us $280. Again, we'll just rack it and move on. With that much money, I'm not going to get too aggressive here early on. All right, right back to the 3-5-3-1. That's the dice set that I am using here for this early part of the roll. We get a hard 6. All right, that pays several. That's what I mean by several. Rack it. So now we've got 980 in the rack. There's my hard 6. Slide down. Let's go again. So now that you all know that I have a third camera, I would love to get your opinion on what I should use that camera angle for. You guys want to see my dice sets? There's a 6-4-10. Awesome. Drop them 10. That's going to pay me $400. I'm just going to collect that. Okay, so let's see how much we've got. There's 9. That makes 1380 is what we're at currently. Oh, I forgot to show off my dice. Here's my 6, 4, 10. Slide them down. Let's go again. So do you want to see a long shot of the table as I'm throwing? A shot like I had where you just saw me down shooting? Or would you like to see my dice set? Would be interested to hear what you guys think. Next toss. That's a 3, 1, 4. We're on the other side this time. All right, so I'm going to drop 10 more dollars. That's going to pay us 400. I like that exchange. All right, so we've got, let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1,000 plus 5, 1775. We're doing good. All right, so we'll just put that in the rack. Let's have another toss. There was my 3, 1, 4. I'm going to stay with that 3, 5, 3, 1. Here's our next throw. Six, 2, 8, and the point. All right, so that pays us $75 down here. Oh, let me move those into where you guys can see it. The 8 is also going to pay us several. We'll turn the point off. Now let's see where we're at and see if we can't now make some pushing. So I've got 1,000 in blue. There's 500, another 1,000, 14, so 24, 25.50. Clearly out of the hand. Now we can play. It took several hits, but we got there. All right, I need to mark the 8. Yep, we hit that. We hit the 4 and 10 as well, and the 2, 3. Cool. We're on the come out. 6, 2, 6, 2 for a come out roll. Let's have some fun with it. There is a 6, 4, 10. We like 10s. Set that there. Unfortunately, we weren't working it, but you know, we still do like them. Anytime you can get an extreme on a craps table or crapsless table, it always feels good. All right, let's go with a 3, 5, 1, 5, see what it does for us. Here is our next toss. Looking to aim for 4s and 10s. That's an 8. We'll take an 8. That pays us several. Let's take advantage of it. Table maximum is 5,000. So we are clearly far enough away from there. There's my 6, 2, easy 8. Slide down, roll again. Love another 8. It wouldn't hurt. 3, 5, 3, 1. Would love another 8. Oh, all right. So I'm going to drop them $100. That'll pay me 15. Now I'm going to take this up to 24. So let me grab 5 blacks. 2,400. I get 300 back in the rack. We would love another 8. Anybody else want another 8? I would. 3, 5, 3, 1. Here we go. Would love another 8. 3, 1, 4. Okay, I'll take it. Now I'm going to drop them a quarter because I owe 10, so I get 15 change for my vig. That's going to pay me 400. Let me grab a few more black. There's my 400. Grab my change. Well, stay on there. There we go. Grab my change, put it up here. I got 400 here. I'm going to make my 4 300 and my 10 300, and I'm going to rack 200. There was my 314. Another $100 and another $100 chip, and I've got a full stack from our on the blocks. That would be 2,000. Here's our next roll with love and 8. a yo. Okay, that doesn't help us, but it does allow us to mark it on the tracker. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. There's our yo. Slide it down. Let's throw it in. I don't know why I would change away from the 3531, but we're going to do that. We're going to stay right there and not get away from it. Next toss. Come on, 8. Oh, what do I get? What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? Okay, so they're going to call this a continuation roll, a 9. So let me bring that out. There's my 9. Put that back on the pass line. 9, I've got 200, which pays $280. Make the 9 200, rack the 80. I know it doesn't seem like racking a lot, but I want to set it up like that. 3 5 3 1. Here is our next toss. We would love an 8. We would love an 8. A 3 4. I guess I was pushing for it too hard. That's okay. So we did get out of the hand, and I'll show you. So here is my blacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 19, 29, 3,000, $3,120. I like it. Do you like it? I don't know why you wouldn't. All right, so that's what we were able to take on that roll. Now, we are still down a little bit from when we were playing earlier. So let me put $100 on that stack. That gives us 2,000. So we are down still about 1,000 from where we started. Let's see if we can't push it some more. I'm not going to go the full amount like I did last time. Let's go with 10 black. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 1,000. I just turned in my 2 blue chips. Okay, so we'll go 1,000 across. Turn our puck off. Put $100 on the pass line. And collect our dice. That was the 3, 4, 7 we had. Let's throw again. All right, 6262 is our come out roll. Here's our toss. That is boxcars to start. Okay, so we're going to lose that 100. Put it right there from the pass line. I'm resetting my counter real quick. All right, here we go. That was my boxcars. Let's roll. We're going to stay with the 6262. Here's our next toss. A 6, 4, 10. Man, how did I get that to stick like that? That was crazy. All right. Grab our dice. We would like a 6 or an 8. Please, waiter. All right, so that means we're going to go 3, 5, 3, 1. Here's our next toss. Come on, 6 or an 8. A yo. That doesn't help us, but we'll take the off of the marker. So we've gotten the 10, 11, and 12 currently on the ATS tracker. Even though we're not playing it, we'll take it. I am going to change to a 5, 6, 5, 4 now. Here's our next toss. That's a 6, 3 neener. That'll pay us 140. Make it 200. Rack the 40. There's my 6, 3, 9. Slide it down. I'll take another 9. I wouldn't mind. So we'll stay with that 5, 6, 5, 4. Here comes our next toss. 2, 4, 6. All right, that pays us 350. So I'm going to make it 6. And rack the 50. There was my easy 6. slide it down, have enough to throw. Got my dice set. Would love another 6 or a 9. I'll take either. That's a 9. All right. That pays us 280. 275 and 80. I will make it 400. Rack the 80. There's my 639. Grab our dice. Would love another 9 right here. Or a 6. I mean, I wouldn't mind a 6. 516. All right. That pays us several. So I'll just crank it up to the next level. And rack the 100. Actually, I'm going to take that 100. I'm going to put it on the 5. That'll make that 500. There we go. I'm trying to get a little bit of a buildup on my table, and then get a big hit, and then just be off of it. So we want a 6. That's. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Here comes our next toss. We'd like a 6, please. Ah, we added 1 to it. Okay. I mean, yes, it hurts, but those are the consequences of playing craps, right? It's going to happen. You're going to get bit. All right, so we need to move to a nice strategy. I got 200. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do our Wise Guys progression. Oops, wrong one. Let me grab another stack of green here. How does the Wise Guys strategy work? Well, the 5 and 9 will be 45, and the 6 and 8 will be 54, which gives you a total of 198. There's that, and I get $2 back in change. There's that. I'm going to go with a quarter on my pass line. Turn the button off. That was my previous roll. Let's grab 5 fresh dice. Bring them down. I see 2 5s, an ace, deuce, and a 6. We'll take the 2 5s, set up on our 6-2-6-2, and let them fly. Three, 1, 4. There's our point. We'll mark that 4. There's our 3, 1. Slide down. Let's get some numbers now, shall we? I'm thinking I'm going to go with a 3, 5, 3, 1, just because that allows me to kind of try to target those 6s and 8s. Or we get a 7 right in between all of it. Wow. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 200 and a quarter, and I need $2 back. I'm basically just giving the money for them to give it back, leave it set up. Point off. Those PSOs, I don't care what anybody says. Those are the worst. Sometimes a 3SO sucks too, but depending on how you play it. Here we go. Come out roll, not working. That's a hard 6. We like hard 6. I'll mark the tracker, mark the point, bring our dice over here. There's our hard 6. Slide them down. And we'll keep it with a 3, 5, 3, 1 on our dice set. Here's our next toss. 2, 4, 6, right back. Okay, cool. So we're going to get a quarter for our pass line. This is going to pay us $63. 50, 60, and 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in $3 to this. All right, so that allows me to take this, get 2 5s, take these, cover the caps, put it right over the middle. That now gives us $72. The outside is going to go to 60 each. So our next hit is going to pay us $84. So our button is off. Oh, I need to grab my quarter from the pass line pay. We'll just rack it, take it down, slide it. You know what? I'm going to take my quarter. I'm going to put it on the 4 just for laughs. Okay, let's do the next come out. Now, we're not working on the come out. Here's our next toss. That's a 6-4 easy 10. Mark our 10. Bring this over. There's our 6-4. Let's throw again. 3-5, 3-1. Here's our next toss. Cinco dos. It looks like it's going to be a rough day. We're getting hammered. PSO after PSO after PSO. All right, so do I want to try this again? I'm gonna try it again. I've got the bankroll to do it. 5, 8, 02. Plus I throw him a quarter. There we go. Take my change, set it right there. Grab the 2, put it right there, and we'll reset this back down where it's supposed to be. Okay, so we've got 45, 45, 54, 54. That's where we're at. 6-2, 6-2. And actually, you know what? I've been wanting to try this, and this is the time to do it. $200 on the pass line. Button is off. We're on the come out. We're going to work this. It would be better on a crapless table, but we're going to work it nonetheless. First toss. Hard 4. Okay. Whew. Got through the tough one. I was hoping we hit an inside number, but we'll take a hard 4 nonetheless. There's our hard 4. Slide them down. Let's throw. All right. Let's see if we can't hit some numbers now. Our toss gives us a 5-1-6. Okay, cool. So that's going to pay us, again, $63. I'm going to drop the table 3. This will give us 2 5s. And this we split. Grab the caps, put them into the middle. Outsides turn into 60. So we've got 60, 72, 72, and 60, plus $200 on our pass line. There's our 5-1. Four, 5, 6, 8, 9. We'll take any of those. Here comes our next throw. Cinco dos. All right. It's not looking like it is a day for us to play craps. So what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and end it right here. Yes, we did take a big hit on our bankroll, but the important thing about playing craps is recognizing when to press, when to pull back, and when to get off the damn table. Today, we're getting off the table. Guys, I appreciate you coming in and checking things out. I do apologize that it's not a short video, but things aren't working, there's no sense in us continuing to play. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for checking it out.
Okay, well, we took it in the shorts a little bit. We're finishing off the day, $3,766 is what we are left with. However, that's part of this process. You're gonna get some wins, you're gonna get some losses. It's all about mitigating those losses and not taking the huge losses. We could have punted our entire stack, but I wasn't gonna do that. So we'll pick it up next week. We'll probably start off with $1,000 and maybe build it up it's worth a shot. I'm also looking for your ideas and suggestions on what you would like to see from this series. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Greatly appreciated. And I'm looking for more subscribers. Go ahead and hit that button. And finally, while you're hitting things, hit the bell notification. It's going to let you know when our next video or live stream, like tomorrow night, is going to come out. Until then, guys, this is Bob with KC Craps. You guys have a fantastic week. We'll see you later.